He's got them. He's got Brendan.
Someone tipped Richie off that we were in Antwerp.
Hello.
The funeral wasn't just for the dead. It was for the living too. For the ones left behind. The ones who caused the death. And the ones already planning what comes next. In MobLand, a casket doesn't just hold a body. It holds secrets, regrets, and the beginning of a new war. A Funeral for a Friend isn't just the name of the episode. It's a loaded gun wrapped in black silk. In MobLand, funerals aren't about closure. They're about control. Someone's gone, yes, but what really matters is who's watching, who's whispering, and who's already writing the next chapter in blood. We pick up after a brutal end. One of MobLand's key players has fallen, and the city feels colder. Not because it cares, but because it knows a storm is coming. The episode doesn't rush in with sirens or revenge. Instead, it takes a breath. It lets the silence echo. And in that silence, you can almost hear every thought, every grudge, every unspoken threat hanging in the air. The funeral is the centerpiece. No chase scenes, no gunfire. Just quiet eyes, heavy footsteps, and too many suits pretending they're sad. Everyone shows up wearing black, but not all of them are in mourning. Some are calculating, some are lying, and some are simply waiting for the right moment to strike. That's the brilliance here. MobLand strips the noise and leaves us with raw tension, the kind that crawls under your skin and stays there. You don't need explosions to feel the danger. You just need a glance that lasts too long, a handshake that's too firm, or a seat left empty for a reason. Every shot, every pause, every smirk carries weight. This isn't just a goodbye, it's a setup. A gathering of wolves who showed up to sniff out weakness. And behind every sad face is someone wondering what they can take now that the body's cold. MobLand knows how to slow the heartbeat and still make it hurt. This episode doesn't shout, it whispers. And the whispers tell you one thing: death in this city doesn't end anything. It only opens doors. A man goes into the ground, and the city holds its breath. Not out of respect, but out of calculation. In MobLand, funerals are business meetings in disguise. Suits replace strategy boards. Tears, when they show up, are currency. And when someone powerful dies, the ground doesn't just swallow a coffin. It shifts beneath everyone still standing. The episode opens in stillness. No sirens, no screaming tires. Just the cold echo of loss. But the quiet isn't peace. It's pressure. You feel it in the air, in the way the camera drifts over faces that won't crack. Eyes that say more than mouths ever could. The pacing slows, but your heartbeat doesn't. Because every second feels like a decision being made behind someone's stare. This isn't just a tribute to the fallen, it's a reveal. Who shows up matters, who doesn't matters more. Every nod across the pews is a negotiation. Every awkward hug, a silent warning. MobLand doesn't waste time with long speeches or dramatic tears. Instead, it leans in on tension. Emotional tension. Political tension. That quiet, coiled kind that tells you someone's next. There's a genius in how still everything is. The director doesn't force emotion. He lets it sit in the silence between lines, in the too long glances, the stiff shoulders, the untouched drinks. You don't just watch grief, you study it. You question it. You see the performance under the pain, the planning behind the mourning. In most stories, a funeral means something is over. In MobLand, it means something is starting. New players step in. Old loyalties crumble. And the dirt that covers the coffin, that's just the beginning of a deeper grave being dug for someone else. In MobLand, nothing happens without a price. And this episode? It cost everyone something, even the audience. A Funeral for a Friend is more than a chapter. It's a pause that echoes. It strips the story down to its nerves and dares you to sit in the silence, to listen to the things no one says out loud. And in doing that, it delivers one of the most emotionally mature moments the series has given us so far. It's not fast. It's not loud. But it's heavy. And that weight lingers. Some shows treat death like a plot twist, a quick shock, a sharp exit. But MobLand slows down and forces the characters and us to feel it. Not just the sadness, but the ripple effect. The uncertainty, the way grief becomes strategy, and loyalty becomes a question mark. This episode is a turning point not because someone dies, but because of how everyone else lives after. The performances here deserve more than just praise. They deserve attention. The smallest expressions carried the biggest meaning. You could feel the sorrow behind the stillness, the danger behind the politeness. The acting didn't scream, it whispered, and somehow that hit harder. Visually, the episode is a masterclass in restraint. No shaky cameras, no overdone color grading. Just clean, quiet frames that let the audience sit inside the moment. It trusted us to pick up on the details. And that trust pays off. By the time the credits roll, you're not thinking about who died. You're thinking about what their death unlocked. Alliances have shifted. Power has moved. And somewhere in the quiet, someone smiled for the wrong reason. Verdict? This isn't just one of MobLand's best episodes, it's one of its boldest. A slow burn, yes, but a deliberate, confident one. A necessary breath before the storm returns. And if the next episode follows through on what this one sets in motion, we're about to see MobLand at its most dangerous. Because here, funerals don't end stories. They start wars.